Hey guys, welcome back to ACR Outdoors. On today's episode, I'm actually going to go over lure training with my Cooper's hawk. Before I get into that though, I'd actually like to explain to you guys, I'm still fairly new to falconry. I'm only on my third year of falconry. So the stuff that I teach is stuff that I've learned from other channels, other YouTube channels, and other like friends that are in falconry. So the stuff that I'm teaching, I'm not recommending that you just run out and do it without checking with your sponsor or checking with another falconer who's been doing it a lot longer than I have. This is just stuff that I've learned over time and it works for me, and I'll explain sort of why I lure train the Cooper's hawk and the advantages to doing it. And yeah, I will go over some of the stuff. Actually, a really good link for you guys to check out if you follow different YouTube channels is check out Ben Woodruff. He has a YouTube channel. That's actually the name of it. I'll throw a link in the description down below, and he does a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to actually do with my birds. I tend to get a lot of the information from his channel. It's a really great channel and you guys should go check it out. If you guys like my videos and if they're informative for you and they help you out, it's super helpful for me if you guys hit the subscribe button. And yeah, it'll help my channel grow and I can keep these videos coming for you. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is the lure that I've actually been using. I picked it up from North American Falconry Supply. Sean's a great guy there to deal with. I'm going to throw the link to his website down in the description if you guys are interested in checking out his page. He's got lots of falconry gear, and yeah, you guys should go check it out. So anyway, so this was the one I got. It actually has these little flaps on the side with some holes, so you could actually put bird wings in there if you were wanting to, you know, lure train to a specific type of bird. And then you can just zip tie those wings on there. And the feature I like about it is you can just put your tidbit in here, and then this just locks up tight, so then when you throw the lure out, the bird can see it from both sides no matter how the lure lands on the ground. It's got like a little beanbag thing on it. It's got a swivel. I just use a little clip here that I can attach to it, and then I put a leash on it so that when I toss it out I can keep the leash attached to me. So in my case, the reason why I actually got into lure training, or at least why I did it so early on in the manning training stages, was I was struggling with her to go past that like 2-foot jump from the perch to my glove. She would do that like no problem every time, but then once I went to like 5 or 6 feet, she was just struggling to do it. Now I knew that I was never going to train her to come back to my glove, so what I thought was that why not just introduce the lure at an earlier stage, because she probably will feel more comfortable to hit something that she thinks almost is prey, which is kind of what you're trying to do. And the reason for that is you're trying to actually get their aggression to be focused on the lure. So when they hit the lure, they're going to be aggressive, they're going to mantle, they're going to protect their kill as they think it is. But what you want is that once they're done eating, that they sort of relax and settle, which I'll show you in the clips on how that actually happens, and then to just jump off to your glove. And she actually transitioned into this like flawlessly, and I'm very impressed that how easy it was for her to switch from jumping to the glove and just going after the lure. And then even almost instantaneous, the first little bit, what I actually did was she hit the lure, I put a small tidbit on the glove so that once she was done on the lure and she relaxed, I then presented the glove with the tidbit, and she no problem jumped to the glove, finished the tidbit. After I did that about 3 times, I stopped putting a tidbit on the glove, and she just instantly finishes on the lure, and she has no issues to just jump to my glove with no tidbit on it. So when she hits my glove, she has no aggression. She seems relaxed, other than she still is slightly stressed out from me because we're still not like a complete she's still not completely comfortable with me, but we're still working on that, and that's just spending more time with her sitting on the glove and walking around, which is kind of what I end up doing with her. So what I'm going to do in the next little bit here is I'm going to show you some clips. I'm going to bring you into the muse. We're going to get her weight, and then I'm going to bring her out. I'm still flying her on a creance. I'm still waiting to get her telemetry clip on her tail feathers. And I'll film that when I do that on a later time. It's the bees flying around me. But Meanwhile, what I'll show you today is I'm just going to get her weight, bring her out on the creance. We're going to do a typical day of just flying her to the lure, and I'll show you those different reactions that I'm talking about, how she'll be aggressively mantling, she'll finish it up, you'll see her relax a little bit, she lets go of the lure. Sometimes she jumps to my glove with the lure. I just sort of ignore her, and she usually will just kind of hold it for a few seconds and then just drop it, and it seems to be working out. Part of this too in the training, and I got this from one of Ben Woodruff's videos, is I use a system where when she hits the lure, I like to run over and do the stomp and spin, which is something he did in one of his videos, and you can check it out on his channel. But the reason for that, and the way Ben explains it, is that you want to run over to, when your hawk makes a kill, you want to get in there and help out as quick as possible. So when you're running up to the bird, you don't want it to scare, and Coopers are known for carrying their kills. So once they've actually made a kill, usually as you approach, they're going to get scared and they're going to want to fly off with that kill. So this technique, training on the creance and the lure, you can run up to your bird and she'll understand that that sound means you're coming in to protect her. You're not going to take it, and she'll less likely to carry. And it's been working great. And even from the beginning, I don't think I've ever had her once try to carry the lure. She's always landed on it, had no issues with me approaching, and it's been very successful. So I will show you some clips now, and I'll take you along and I'll sort of explain some stuff as we go. In the beginning, the way I got her to go to the lure, because at first she just sort of looked at it like I was crazy. So I put the tidbit on the lure and I held it in my glove, because in the beginning she was eating off my glove, no problem, jumping to my glove, no problem. So putting the tidbit, and I think I have a clip of it and I'll try to show you, but putting the tidbit or holding the lure on my glove and presenting it to her so she could get a taste of the tidbit off of the lure. And then I actually got her to jump to my glove holding the lure, and then what I did was actually set her and the lure down on the ground. That seemed to work for the very first time, and after that, I did that once, and then the first time I actually threw the lure after that, she hit it no problem at like 5 feet, and then I just slowly increased it. And now I feel like I can get her to pretty much go any distance. This stupid creance thing just gets tangled on everything, and she sometimes wants to fly up to a tree. Not that she's trying to fly away, but anyway, hopefully here in the next few days, I'm going to try to free fly her and just have her lure training here in the backyard, and then we will work on getting her out and hunting. But yeah, that was a little bit of how I trained her on the lure, and why I feel that it's kind of a good way to train them, so that you can reduce that aggression towards the glove. Feeding on the glove, when they come to your glove, they tend to want to foot your glove. They get kind of very aggressive towards the glove, and then they'll also really associate almost you as food, whereas this sort of is more of the lures, the food. So when she sits on my glove, she doesn't seem to have that aggression. Now, like I said, I'm still new to falconry. I'm new to the lure stuff. All I've done so far is hunted with red tails, and I never used a lure on them. I always just called them to the glove, which always seemed to work well. But I might even switch to lure training on red tails, because I really like it, and it'll be a good way for trading off as well, I think, once I get into that stage of the game. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So I like to stomp around her when I'm approaching, so she would hear me kind of running. You can see she's mantling. She wants to protect her food. I like to come in, touch the lure while I'm doing it, try to touch her feet so she knows that it's okay, point at it. You can see she's now finished up her food. She's going to realize there's no more. She's going to calm a little bit. She sometimes does that, just a little protective. I back up, give her some space. She's going to relax, and calmly she'll come back up to the glove. Well, see, and this is what I said. Sometimes she'll actually bring the lure. But now what if I do is, if I just sit here, sometimes she'll let go. I don't know if she's going to do it with me holding the camera in her face. Good girl. So I'm going to set the camera down. You guys aren't going to see her drop it. Good girl. Step up. Step up. There you go. And now we can travel back. If you guys want to follow along and watch the training and the hunting that's going to happen with this awesome Cooper's hawk that I'm training, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, you guys can come along on the adventure. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot it down below in the comments. And if I don't know the answer, I'll see if I can find it for you. Yeah, we will see you on our next ACR outdoor adventure. Okay, why are you freaking out? They just want to say hi. Can you say hi? Okay, she doesn't like the camera.